Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Kubo. I am behind the camera right there. I'm primarily a visual artist. Also worked in performance, sound, um, a lot of media. And when approached about this talk discussing experimental work and process and secrets, I found I don't use the word experimental often. I don't hear a lot of visual artists using the term much. I think it carries this kind of weight of unfinished or maybe of less importance, and I can kind of see where people either struggle with the term or kind of rely on it, but basically it just becomes this other label, piece of language. um, do I consider my work experimental? It's more like, I would say yes in many ways, because and I never thought of my work this way, as um, I don't have a strict media, and so you could say that I'm always experimenting in other medias, and always having to learn something. And so for me, media in art is always a means to the expression of the end goal, whether it's physical or intangible. The way it transmits or the way it appears, that um, is not set in my head. I don't have a particular way of, approaching things. I often would let whatever I'm trying to do dictate what it is that whatever form it takes. I know that sounds a little kind of lofty, but let me get into some process. And so this is just a kit, and this also kind of gets into secrets too. Secret is to have a kit, or just any kind of kit, or toolbox. This is a physical toolbox, so of course you have a mental toolbox. um, and then not to fetishize the toolbox or the kit, but it can be like that because I take pride in things. But this is just one kit for one project that's been sort of ongoing with me, and this has been taking the shape in some rubbings. And I'll just show you a few examples of these are just test pieces that I pull, when I'm trying to, make sure I'm getting the right data. This is vellum paper, and I use graphite with my fingertips to get an impression, just like taking a rubbing from a grave, or, like taking a crayon to the grave, getting the rubbing done. Anyway, this is the materials I take on my journey to obtain a rubbing, which, clean the ground, um, tape up the piece of vellum. All my graphite are in here. Paper towels, wipe my hands off after. Uh, Knee pads, many of them are on the ground. This is a portable tripod, and then the phone holder to capture some video. This is not part of this kit usually. This is just another means by which I use an archaic tool to produce something that I call visual art. So not so much a secret, but just a way. And art to me is just a way, really. It's a way of living, a way of seeing, a way of perception, changing one's own perception, but also maybe influencing or changing or shifting the perception of others. Maybe seeking new perceptions for yourself. Um, it's not just understanding, but new ways of seeing, new ways of hearing, new ways of doing and perceiving. Art historically is, it's an encoding, it's a decoding, it's a cipher. Um, and my path has always been to really just uncover, to highlight, to bracket certain things. I mean, to bracket out certain things and to put focus on objects. The rubbings, these objects were, memorials, places where people have been, names left in places that one ordinarily, kind of passes over. So that to me is the art of that project. And really, but this is just one of my means to the end of the, to whatever this piece is going to be. And Um, there's many other ways of doing things, and I'm the experimental part for me is I am often having to learn or relearn different methods of doing, and I'm often doing it the wrong way because I'm learning it like firsthand. Some of the learning has been formal, but most of it informal, such as taking these rubbings. Um, there are ways I've seen people do it, with the graphite or the crayon or even a brush and then lightly touching the paper on top of things. But getting down in the crevices and into certain parts where the vellum is actually a little malleable, I could get more detail. So me discovering this at least new to me way of creating a rubbing and experimenting with that. And now that's, part of my process. And I probably will pick up other processes along the way, but it's a constant evolution. Anyway, I think those answers all the questions, but I thank you for your time and I look forward to other art talks. Thanks again.